come down here a lot. It's important for us as a family to spend time together. It's a great contrast to our hectic life. I'm a chartered accountant running a busy practice. My wife Susie is equally as busy raising 3 children. The eldest is Amy, aged 5. Then we have Matthew, 3½, and our youngest Sebastian is 2. You know, it's funny. If someone had told me years ago how much of a role the computer would play in our household, I'd never have believed them. We decided to buy a computer because these days a computer is basically a very integral part of life. We did a fair bit of research. The more we looked at the Macs, the more we decided that was the style of computer that we wanted for our home computer.
Also, I think too, with Amy starting school this year, the school has Apple Macs, and that sort of really sold us. And Amy is teaching us things that we don't know that she's learned at school.
7.
Lay them straight.
9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
As far as software goes, there's plenty to choose from. We've been able to buy various educational programs that the children have mastered within a day or so. We've recently purchased the CD-ROM player, which has opened up a huge variety of new programs. The kids are glued to it when we get such things up there as there's a program called San Diego Zoo, which takes you through the zoo and shows you animals moving and making noises.
Whether they're new arrivals from afar or long-standing favorites, all bears are expert crowd pleasers.
Well, the children have gained enormous benefit already from it. Amy's learning so much, and I can see it already. Today is the world of computers out there, and I think that they should become computer literate at a very early age, and they are.
Matthew in particular, we can get a new program loaded on there. I show him initially how to get into it and a few things, and then he's off. He can get in there, play around, use it as much as he likes.
Looking for wild places
to
study.
The Mac's so easy to learn to use it. Sebastian's the baby, and he's learnt to turn it on, look at the screen, pick an icon, go into a program. He can turn it off and walk away.
I use the computer at home to work on clients' files. It's easy for me to take a DOS disk from one of my clients and be able to read it on my own computer using PC Exchange. I've got various programs on there which are compatible with clients' programs. Excel, which is a spreadsheet program, and it saves endless hours of time. Anything that you want to do on a computer you can do on the Apple Mac. There's plenty out there to choose from. There's quite a few games that we've put on the computer, and we have challenge games against each other. We've managed to stay up quite late some nights trying to beat each other's scores. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. We're very happy with our purchase of the Apple Mac. It's been on every day since we bought it, day and night, till all hours of the night. And we've got absolutely no regrets at all.
My only regret is that we probably should have bought 2 machines. They're fun, they're good for the kids, they're great for business, and they're so easy to use.
About 8 months ago, I set up my own marketing consultancy called Spectator Marketing. I actually operate out of the back of my house. I have a studio at the back which I can use, and it's quite self-contained. I have worked in the agency environment for the last 9 years, so I felt well equipped to go out on my own. It's a fast-moving environment, and I really need to be up to speed with all the latest trends, both in marketing terms and in technology that I use. My clients range from the manufacturers of consumer packaged goods to people in the travel and finance industry.
Yes, I've had some thoughts about your spend for this year.
I develop marketing strategies that are in response to the client's problems. It's my job to recommend the most effective way for them to ultimately increase their sales. And naturally, I chose a Macintosh PowerBook because I need to be on the move, I need to be mobile.
I brought the PowerBook along. I just might run you through a few things.
So you've got it all on a computer, right?
I do. It's just wonderful. I can take my entire presentation with me.
Oh, neat. I think I have to get one of these.
Oh, you must. They're so light, so compact. It's just brilliant. I couldn't live without it.
I find that with the Apple PowerBook, I can go to a client presentation, I can make that presentation, and it makes me look good. It makes me look professional. Being in business for myself means that I have to wear many hats. I have to be managing director, I have to be creative consultant, I have to be secretary at times. So the PowerBook allows me to do so much, and it actually frees me up to come up with the creative ideas which are the thrust of the business, so it's very important. In my previous job, I had a terminal on my desk. It was a big mainframe computer, and so I knew very little about it. I couldn't actually say that I was computer literate. So the decision to go out and buy my own computer was quite a big one. I did ask a couple of my friends what they thought was the best computer to buy, and unanimously I was told, buy an Apple computer. Once you've mastered the commands on the Macintosh, it's a snack. You can translate your skills from one program to the next program without any problem at all. When I first purchased my computer, I bought at the same time Claris Works because I was told that it was a good all-round business from home type package. I mastered it in no time. The beauty of the system is that all the information is there on screen. You can access any assistance whenever you need it. And having mastered that program, I now find that with so many other programs and applications available to me, all of which are useful in my business, I can write my own proposals, I can create my own letterhead, I can do my own spreadsheets, I can even produce my own overheads for client presentations. As with any small business, you need to look at maximising your tax advantages, and obviously the most effective way to do that with computer equipment is to lease it. So it was no problem to arrange finance for the computer and to lease it.
Oh, hi. Yes,
I find that the Apple support network is absolutely brilliant. If you have a problem, it's just a quick phone call, and you get courteous, very, very patient people on the end of the line who will help you through your dilemma and often give you a little more information than you need. And we'll talk through the changes. Okay, fine, I'll speak to you shortly. Bye. The most important tool for my business would have to be my Macintosh PowerBook. I really don't think I could survive without it.
I'm Brian. Diane and I are both teachers. We both teach at the same state school in this local area. I'm in charge of the mathematics department, and Diane's in the charge of the computing section of the school. We've got quite a family of children, and
yes, 5 between us, but we're a blended family, so we've finished up with a nice large number of teenagers between us and young adults. With Kiralee, who's 24, and then there's Darren, who's 19, and he's just started on his future career, we hope. Claire's done the HSC last year, she's 18, and Daniel is 16, and then Eleanor's 14. So we've got quite a big range between us. With so many children doing high school studies and tertiary studies, we found that we really needed a computer at home. It gives them the advantage that they can work on the computer at home, and they can prepare all of their assignments and essays and all of that sort of thing, and it does give it a much better look. And they learn more as they're sort of putting the material into the computer and using it, editing it and improving it. They learn it as they go.
Welcome to Compton's Multimedia Encyclopedia, bringing you the world on a disc.
Claire, who's totally computer oriented as far as her study is concerned, she did the majority of her preparation for HSC on computer, and she did really very well.
I used it for absolutely everything. Doing computer studies, it was great to have a computer at home that you could come home and actually do what you were learning at school. And I'm using it a lot this year doing a university course. Because I'm a design student at UTS and they use the Macintoshes at UTS, it makes it very easy for me to do things at university and then to come home and be able to do them here. Because we've got such good graphics on the Macintosh, I can do just about anything I want to do as a design student. It's really good.
Kirali's able to use the computer at home to do things like her quotes, and even in interior design she really has to be able to use a computer.
I'm really lucky because there's heaps of graphics on the computer that I can use, and Claire, my sister, who's a graphic design student, she's helping me use the computer. And being an interior designer, I can now design on the computer, which is just fantastic.
And there's our new colour just there.
Wow, isn't that
So
good?
you can change that to any colour you want.
Well, with such a huge family, the demand on the computer is just exorbitant. You know, like there's 7 of us all trying to battle to get onto it, and not just for schoolwork, but there are so many marvellous programs around for games.
Yes, yeah.
SimCity 2000 is a game where you can create your own city. You can do different things like you put in different power stations, make different areas commercial or industrial or residential. It's a good game. You learn a lot from it, and it's exciting to play.
We do have one rule, and that is that on a roster basis, if you've got schoolwork to do or something, that has to take priority over the games.
So I'm leading up to my HSC this year, and it's important, and it's also good to have Apple Macintosh for desktop publishing and that kind of thing. For when I'm doing assignments or assessments, it looks much more presentable.
This is an important year for me because I'm doing my school certificate this year, and I use the computer to do my assignments, and I also learnt to touch type on the Macintosh, and it's really good because I can type out my assignments just really quickly, and the presentation looks really good, and the teachers just go, wow, and it's good.
Well, the job that I'm doing now, I've changed, like a lot of people these days, I think, changed the direction. I started off teaching English and history, but I've changed over to teaching computing studies. I really find it interesting that the kids like to learn with a computer. They're much more motivated. They take a lot of that feeling like if you press the wrong button, it's all going to dissolve. You don't get that because you know where you've put things, you can find where you've put things, and you can always take that step back. It's that wonderful undo capacity on a Macintosh that really helps. That's right. And come right down here, record selection. That's it, and that will give you your query screen.
Yeah, the computers that we have at school are all Apple, and we have the same problem in the staff room as we have here at home. We have a Macintosh in the staff room with 7 staff trying to fight to get on it all at once. And as a result of that, just recently, for the staff room alone, we've had to buy a second Macintosh. We bought a Macintosh PowerBook because the staff can take that home, including myself. And I like to keep a database on all the students and their achievements, and so that when it comes time to write references, etc., we have all the information on the student, and we haven't omitted something that might be of value to them.
I think one of the biggest advantages with the Macintosh is that you can really use it as a tool to do things with, rather than spend a lot of time having to learn the computer system itself. So that's the big thing we're trying to do in education as well, is to get the kids so that they just use the computer to do English better and to do history better. To let them sort of create their own graphs in maths or word process and edit much more effectively in English. And it's the same thing at home. You don't want to sit there for hours and fiddle with the computer. You want it to do something. And with the Macintosh, I think you can get past that computer system stage quite quickly and into what you want to do.
Anything that you want to do on a computer, you can do on the Apple Mac.
The Mac's so easy to use.
They're fun, they're good for the kids, they're great for business.
The most important tool for my business would have to be my Macintosh. I really don't think I could survive without it.
Claire, who's totally computer oriented as far as her study is concerned, she did the majority of her preparation for HSC on computer, and she did really very well.
It was great to have a computer at home that you could come home and actually do what you were learning at school.
As far as we're concerned, the Macintosh is the only way of doing it these days.
I love my Macintosh. Macintosh.